Viewer discretion is advised. Your fave will be criticized.
That's Chris.
That's Jan.
And this is CCTV, the nonstop pop show.
And it's time for the October 2023 K-Pop Pop-Off.
Here on CCTV, Chris and I have the inside scoop with extensive experience performing on stage and working at record labels. So you can come join us in our in-depth conversations about global pop music on Patreon at patreon.com/cctvpops and become a part of our amazing crew, including Lily, Lisette, Emily, and Juliet. Hey.
Yes, and we put up polls on our socials at CCTV Pops, and you voted for 3 of K-pop's biggest releases of October 2023 to battle it out in our pop-off segment where we will discuss and compare the songs, videos, performances, and more. And as a reminder, this is meant for pure fun. Please don't take it too seriously.
No.
Join in and let us know what wins for you in the comments. So this month, you voted for JINI's Come On, 17's God of Music, and TAEMIN's Guilty. So let's get ready to rumble. Yes.
Round 1.
Player 1 is JINI with Come On, featuring Aminé.
Player 1.
This was done by J-Bach, Styles Fuego, MZMC, J Kim, and Aminé. And of course, if you knew or you didn't know, JINI was a part of the group and mixed before leaving. So this is her title track from her debut solo EP under a new company. So this is going to be interesting.
Yes. So the first round, we talk about the song and everything about the track. And I went into this with a very open mind. I had zero expectations. Like, she was only an end mix for what, like 1 song, 2 songs, 2 comebacks?
Yes, 2 comebacks, yeah.
Yeah.
1 comeback.
Like 2 title tracks. So yeah, I really didn't have any expectation going into it, but I am actually quite pleasantly surprised. Like, I'm glad it's not super cutesy, super young. Like, her doing this kind of dreamy electro pop thing works for her voice, because her tone when she belts can be quite thin, like very nasally. So I appreciated that this song in general was lower. Her execution was breathier for the most part. And it matches that kind of dreamy, ethereal electropop thing. So it was the right direction, I think, for her. I think the synths with that whole kind of underwater muffled effect, especially kind of for that first part of the song, it makes the whole build into the chorus very satisfying, makes the whole build of the song very satisfying. And yeah, I think it was good. Like, the come on hook is simple, very catchy. The la la la's is the post-chorus. La la la's usually always work. So it works in this case. And yeah, Aminé's verse was smart as well. It's decent. It's quite short, very simple, but does bring something interesting to the song. Just to kind of I will say though, I don't love the production on it, like the vocal production. It's very tuned, which seems very unnecessary, but I don't really know anything about him, so maybe that's his thing.
Oh, he's the one. Caroline, she's mighty fine. Oh, Killer, West Side, Illa.
I only know his name. Yeah, I've literally never heard any of his songs. Sorry, sir.
I respect that. Yeah, Spice Girl. Spice Girl.
Oh, wait, I've heard that. I did not like that.
Well, at least I was trying to put 2 and 2 together.
Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, I'm pleasantly surprised. I don't know if I will necessarily listen to this song a lot, but it's not a bad song. Yeah.
Okay. That's valid. I agree with you in terms of not having less expectations. I didn't have a concept in mind, because what I will say about JYP is that they looked at her, heard her voice, and essentially typecasted her as the sassy rapper. Now, granted, the way she looked in JYP in Mix, it did fit. And if I'm not mistaken, she was supposed to be the kind of the center, until Soleil's popularity kind of out superseded hers. So they kind of swapped it around. This is just fandoms and whatnot on Reddits and whatnot. But the way she was presented as kind of the girl crush, it's nice that she didn't do that here. What I will say is I do miss the little bit more forward singing, because she has a singy kind of rappy spoken part, where it's in her lower register on a song called Cool Your Rainbow on an in-mix track. They released as a special release, but she sang a little bit more, and it sounded good when it was in the lower register. I think because she was like sing rapping, but it sounded pretty good. This like breathy, soft thing is not terrible. I just wish there was a little bit more oomph in the vocals. And it's not her fault either. I think it's the way the song was written. Maybe they either the demo was just like as is, what she has now, or they stripped it back for the sake of like, you know, K-pop sensibilities. I don't know. But I do wish that as the song progressed, we had a little bit more harmonies of her singing with herself, some more vocal stacks. That's what I wish, because the song felt a little like one note, except in the second verse when there was like a little vocal effect on the no.
Oh, yes,
She's
yes,
like,
with the bass.
with the electronic melting, you know? Like I was like, oh, that's fun. That's fun. Because for me, I'm just trying to figure out like where she's trying to go. Like this is a good introductory, but even the pre-released Bad Reputation sounded like another singer's demo and stuff, and people were kind of making comparisons and such. And although she sounds good, I feel like the musical identity isn't quite there yet. And even, you know, the way she sang was decent enough. It was like satisfactory. Like I give this a big fat S for satisfactory, you know? I do appreciate like the lyrics, like you were saying, of like they're more mature. They're about longing for someone who has mutual feelings. And she emotes that tone very well. Again, I just wished, you know, as delicate as not pretty as she sounds, it's very typical pop, nondescript kind of feeling. So I just wish that just a little bit more from that. But yeah, I'm excited to see where she's going to go from here, because, you know, it's not a bad start whatsoever. It's just, you know, it is what it is. I will say I agree with you. The softer tone mellows out that nasal tonality that she does have. Sometimes it's a little like, oh, what's that?
A little much, yeah.
Yeah, but she did what she had to do.
Yeah. I will say I was not expecting her to get as many votes as she did. Like, it's interesting that the NMIXX fans, I assume, are the ones who are kind of just like very supportive of her kind of right out the gate, which is interesting.
Oh, yeah.
Because I thought when she left that, I don't know, maybe it was taken more positively than I thought.
You know what?
So it's interesting.
I think people are just happy she's not shunging anymore, you know? Like
I'm sure she is as well. I would be. Yeah. All right, moving on to player 2. We have 17 with God of Music.
Player 2.
God of Music.
And this one was done by Bumzu, Park Ki Tae, Lee Bum Hun of Prism Filter, and members Uzi, S-Coops, Mingyu, and Vernon. And this is the title track from their 11th mini album, 17th Heaven. I know. Can you believe they're like already on their 11th mini album? That's crazy.
You know what? K-pop always interests me with that. I'm like, if y'all just made albums and just released singles, this whole like, I wonder what would happen to the industry in that sense. Like, what if it shifted?
No, but this guarantees so many more sales.
I was about to say, yep. I was about to say this for another alternate universe, excuse me. Okay, so speaking of 11th mini album, and how long it's been, I love them so much. I've been a fan at the beginning. All right, so this is the example of what they're good at. Like, they do feel good very well. This is one of those songs where when you hear it, you know it's a 17 song. I can't think of another group that would be able to do this. I mean, any group could do it, but like to have this be their consistent sound, I can't say I know any other group. You know, especially with like the soundscape being so very much like SM song camp hip hop inspired R&B tracks with the, you know, I'll call it boy crush or hot boy music. Hot boy music is very popular with boy groups now, or, you know, with like a lot of like high beat artists are doing like the Western sounding things. But for them, they've been very consistent where it's like fighting and baksu and songs like that. So they're very consistent. I will say that this isn't like, you know, peak 17 cheese. This is not, I love 17 cheese. Like, they have the best cheese ever. This is not peak, but it's not bad. It slots nicely in with their rally cries, you know, fighting and baksu, clapping together, tack, tack, tack. This one has the so you have that. You have the chanting. It's nice. I do appreciate that the rappers are singing a lot throughout. Junghan and Dina are singing lead in the choruses, and they have lighter tones, so it doesn't feel as like beefy as when DK and Seungkwan sing. So it's nice to have them do that. But yeah, I like the lyrics. They're really cheesy. Again, 17 does cheese in such a good way, like the top line or the melody of the verses are good enough. So I didn't look up the lyrics until like I watched the video, and I was like, these are so cheesy, like a hypothetical god of music bringing them closer to people. Like, thank you so much for making music happen, because I met so many amazing people, and even the ants are singing with us. Like, honestly, the lyrics, they all paint a picture of how music connects us, and it feels like a vidco song. Like, it's like, oh, music brings us together. But it's interesting that they released this like outside of it, like a year or 2 years outside of like the whole panorama. But yeah, I mean, this song swept up at the music shows. Like, I think like did like a number one for like a really long time. So they swept it. It's good. It's good for what it is. Screams crowd participation. And I think after coming from Super, it's like really intense. You're like, oh, take these hits. Now it's like, yeah, here we are, blah, blah, blah. You know, so it's interesting that they can actually teeter the line of being really strong or being really sweet, being really cheesy. Like, After School's successors are definitely in them, because they can do any kind of concept and it still be like a decent song. You know, you can be like, okay, I'm not embarrassed to listen to this. This is good, you know, decent enough.
Yeah, they're definitely very consistent. Like the last few releases in the past couple of years have all been very good, I would say, overall. I will say in terms of like the Bright 17, I do prefer World from last year. Because I loved that. So this isn't fully, I agree with you. It's not like peak 17 bright, happy song for me. I will say when I first heard the instrumental, though, it actually reminded me of New East's Love Me. Which Bamzu also did. The production actually, like, not necessarily the elements of it, but just the feeling of it are very similar to that song. Like, if you listen to them back to back, like, they're very similar in feel.
That's funny.
And you know, Bamzu's great with these kind of brighter productions. Like, he always makes it super lush. And this one had some nice instrumentation as well, like a lot of funk influence there with the guitars and the horns. And yeah, it's a good concert encore song. Very happy melody, like you said, a lot of like chant along moments. I thought it was good. Again, I don't know if this is one I will turn to a lot in their discography, to be honest, but it'd be one that would be fun at a show. But then as you get into the visuals of it, which we will shortly, like, then which has been very consistent with their entire discography, like, that elevates it a lot for me. But will I actually just listen to the song? I don't know. I do have to give a shout out to Uzi, though. That crazy high run he does in the second verse. It's so impressive. Vocally, like, I don't even need to comment on them vocally, I feel like.
Absolutely not. We're not going
we kind of say the same thing each time. Like, they know their lanes, like, they know their tones really well, and it all fits very well. So, no real new thoughts on that.
They consistently have hit our is it boppins and pop-offs. Like, they've been consistently here.
Yes, definitely,
so
definitely.
Funny. All right, that being said, on to the final player, and it is TAEMIN with Guilty.
Player 3.
This was done by Moonshine, Park Tae-won, Max Song, Nicole, Cole Cohen, and Chris. Not to be mistaken with that man. And this is the title track from his fourth solo album, Guilty.
Yes, well, you know, we are SHINee stans here.
No.
I mean, definitely. You know, this was kind of, we haven't had Taemin come back in a long time, right? And so my expectations were very high for him. And I'm gonna be honest, I was like slightly underwhelmed the first time I heard the song. Because it felt a little expected.
Like safe.
Not necessarily safe, because I do think the song itself has some interesting elements to it, and he didn't play it safe when it came to the visuals and stuff. But as a song, like, he's so synonymous now with this kind of like haunting,
dark, ethereal,
dark, moody kind of thing. And so it's just like, okay, like, you know, we know he can do more than that. You know, like, we had Drip Drop, which we still talk about, you know, and that was from the very first project. And we had, like, I don't know, like, he's had other title tracks that aren't like this, but I feel like the last couple, like Advice and like I don't know, they've all kind of been in the same vein. So I'm kind of like ready for something new from him a little bit. And I'm saying this as a huge fan of him.
Yeah, I hear you.
But yeah, I think it's just become a little like, okay, like we know you can do this really well. You know?
Yeah.
Despite that though, I do actually still like the song. Like I think all the strings in the production are really, really beautiful.
Yeah, absolutely.
And he vocally sounds fantastic. Like he keeps getting better and better. And I think we've talked about this before. Like you go to the beginning of JINI, like obviously like his voice was still changing and stuff at that point. But he has improved so much. Like I don't know if I can actually find another artist that has improved that much.
Drastically,
that drastically. Because he's put in so much work. Like the vocals in this are crazy. Like you get the entire range. You get the whispers through to the like the belts. You get the falsetto. You get some like talky bits as well. And it's all really well executed and really great choices made. This one does have a lot of vocal layers, like tons of harmonies and like whispers behind the ad-libs, behind, you know, the trills and stuff. So yeah, really, really cool in that way. And I do think it's a good song. I think just from him, I just am kind of like a little over this kind of dark, intense thing. I will say though, I was reading though, Nicole Cohen, she had said she had actually originally written this for a girl group, which is very interesting, like years ago.
Ooh, you know what? This would have been so cool to hear the girl group. Like, you know who killed this? Purple Kiss.
Yeah.
Or even a group called Pixie. I don't really listen to Pixie, unfortunately, but I like Pixie. But yeah, oh my gosh. I think I've seen Cole on TikTok, actually, going down a K-pop songwriter rabbit hole on TikTok. She has done Birthday as well, I think, if I'm not mistaken, for Red Velvet. So she's been in the circuit for a minute doing things for like SM. And for her to have said like it's from years ago, the song holds up. The song holds up. You know, I think after 2 years away from music, he wanted to pick up where he left off of like Idea and should I call it Idea or Idea? I'm gonna say Idea because that's what he called it. Idea and Advice. I get what you're saying. Advice was like really like it was good, angsty. It was like Fall of the House of Usher action going on. He was going through a lot with the music. And sometimes I wonder, like, because I remember when he first got into the military, there was like a little bit of an issue, like with like he was having like a mental health issue when he was there, right? So I think maybe sometimes this is his way of like expelling all of it. But I do understand what you're saying. I am welcome to a brighter tainment. Like Drip Drop was good. Even Danger, as dark as the visual was, the song wasn't dark, super dark. So I get what you're saying. Or like Press It. The whole Press It EP was like right, and it was still very strong. It was still had that masculine darkness, but it wasn't like my soul is dark and black and that. You know, like this, like this. He's like, you know, he's the, I love you, Tateman. Okay, so, but anyway, the lyrics make him sound like he's the worst situationship partner to be with. Like, he's like, oh yeah, I'm absolutely the biggest mistake. Do you want to make me? It is the greatest thing ever. Because I didn't read the lyrics until like we started, we're getting ready for this review. Like before the lyrics, before reading them, I thought to myself, oh, this sounds really sinister. Like, what does he go? Ooh, like for like different reasons. Because like the whisper, like you said, it was just like, ooh, what's going on? The, you make me cheer you on. I was like, whoa. Listen, sometimes I heard Poison Apple. I heard just different words in here. And I was like, ooh, want to take a bite. Like, you know, the lyrics are just, the lyrics were just surprisingly sensual and very zezzy. And I was like, ooh, honey. And I want him to step, like you said, step a little bit more into like a brighter Sezzy concept, because he does Sezzy very well. It's just he's choosing to do dark Sezzy. And I'm saying Sezzy for people because, you know, YouTube's getting a little like, what did you say? That's
crazy. How is that word tagged? I do think we can say the pandemic now, though.
Oh, good God. Okay, good. You know, this song's, going back real quick, the song structurally does what I wanted JINI's song to do. Like, there's added vocal textures throughout. You know, like the first verse is simple. You get the pre-chorus with the whispering and then the saying, the woo, cool. But by the time the second part of the song comes around, like up the ante a little bit, raise the stakes, give me a little bit something. I mean, the melody completely changes. She doesn't have to do that, but there were still harmonies added. There was more vocal technique introduced, like the falsettos, the chest voice, singing him in the lower register. We can appreciate that for sure. But yeah, I also do want to say that I'm glad that even though it is dark, he didn't like try to recreate Idea or Criminal, like, or better yet, just because there's strings in the song, didn't try to recreate a Weeknd track. Because I don't know what it is with K-pop and strings and dark concept. They think The Weeknd from like 3 years ago, or like, you deserved it. Like, they think that, and I don't know why they keep going to that as like a reference. But yeah, I do appreciate that he, stayed in his lane. I am welcome to some new, brighter or like more, brighter is the word. But this is not bad for a return after 2 years, Yeah.
For sure. No, I'm very happy that he's back. I just have very high expectations.
Yeah.
And I need to give the EP another listen as well, because I'm going to be honest, nothing really stood out to me when I first listened to it. Did you listen to it yet?
Not yet, no.
Yeah, like it's like okay.
Oh, the Rizness, that one. That one I heard. I think I did listen to the album. The Rizness, I hate that title, but I like the way the song sounds. I just hate the Rizness. It's just not great.
So I don't know. I will buy a virtual ticket to his concert that's coming up for sure, because he's still an A+ performer, which we will get to shortly. But first, we're done with round one, the song. So what wins for you?
I'm gonna say I like TAEMIN's song the most out of all of these. Yeah, I think I like it the most. I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, despite my complaint, I will also say TAEMIN as a song, Guilty is my favorite as well. All right, so moving on to round two.
Round 2.
Which is about the video. So, JINI, what do you think of this school video?
You know what? I love a school concept. Okay, listen to me. I love it so much because of Brittany. Brittany has indoctrinated me.
One more time, for
so
sure.
Much.
Yeah.
She's indoctrinated me. So even though I'm not fond of the whole like making school look like hot and steamy, they didn't do that too much, which I appreciate.
Yeah.
Again, there's something about those little short skirts that is just, we love a good short skirt. But yeah, JINI at school tripping and using contact lenses to see all the creatures around her. I'm not quite sure if that ties into the whole like ethos of the album, or if it was just like one of those, oh yeah, we're just going to do this to make the video kind of like not about a guy, because with all the animation, I was hoping to see an animated version of her. We got like a glimpse of her animated hand.
We did, yes.
Which is annoying because I'm like, are we going to get a future something or other? Or at the end, are we going to have like a free somebody moment like with Luna where she dipped into that world and she was completely like cartoonized, But it didn't happen. It was a little disappointing. But yeah, I was like, dang it, give me cartoon JINI. Or is it JINI? I think they spell it as JINI, like JINI. Sorry about that. So JINI, excuse me. So yeah, JINI's facials throughout the video, I appreciated that. Like it felt like she understood the song, because I know she has a Korean version and an English version, and she articulated the emotions well. So whoever directed her, kudos to them for that. I will say that for the budget being like not, astronomical, they dressed up the sets really well in terms of like taking the gym and turning it into like a cute little K-pop Baby One More Time, and then elevating it to look kind of clubby, like a party thing with her final look. The camera work was good, and it made it look otherworldly. It made the video look very much like Alice in Wonderland or Genie in Wonderland, which adds to the whole animation of her chasing the cartoon people. It's very disoriented in that matter, in that sense. So I appreciate the concept of it. She looks very cute. She did what she had to do. But yeah, again, it's just satisfactory. I'm not like wowed by it. I'm not like, oh, and the video does not tell me who she is as an artist just yet. It's one of those things where it's like when you come out as a solo artist, I want to know like, who is this girl? And right now I just don't know just yet. Like I can see she's talented, but I just don't know what could be next.
Yeah, but I think I think that's tough with solo acts, though. Like, to right out the park for single, like, have a complete identity. That's very rare, I think.
No, absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
like, I would say Britney is a rare example of that. Like,
I'm crying.
Like,
now we're talking about it. No, you're so right.
Yeah.
Right.
Because even if you look at, like, Christina, like, Genie in a Bottle was not, you know, indicative of her at all, you know? So, yeah. So, I feel like I don't have that expectation in this case. I feel like the video was effective. I think, like you said, she actually did a really good job. She's a good performer. Her charisma was really good. Like, you have some moments where she just is giving a blank expression. You have some situations where she's, you know, really performing, like in those dance scenes and stuff, and like she's smizing and, you know, making different expressions, which is great. Because, you know, we've complained in the past about sometimes these girl groups, like, they just look like
doll look.
I don't like that. So I appreciate that she, like, I'm impressed actually, like, right out the gate that she was so natural on camera. That's great. Definitely got Baby One More Time vibes with, like, the locker hallway dance scene and the gym as well. So I do wonder if that was a deliberate, like, reference or not.
Right.
But yeah,
that'd be cute if it were, because I think it fits. It's cute. Like,
no, it's cute. Yeah, I would hope that it was a reference for sure. Yeah, it's too bad that Aminé didn't film something very quickly for his, like, 4 8 counts. But, you know, you have to pay them more for the video, so
appearance,
it's okay. You know, I think it was simple concept. I thought the whole kind of, like, cartoon graphic thing was fun. I don't know if it was completely necessary, but I get they just wanted to kind of add something else to it. I do like how the scenes get more frantic towards the end. Like, by the end of the song, like, she's in, like, 6 different costumes, and they just keep like going back and forth every couple seconds, and it's, like, a lot, but not too much. So I thought they managed that quite well, and it kind of gives it a nice build. So yeah, I thought it was effective as a video overall. Yes. Yeah, it's hard because with her, like I said, I just have no expectations at all, as opposed to these other two that I know very well. So it's kind of hard to, like, judge them or compare them.
You're so right. You're right. But I think it's not even just her. I think it's just conceptually speaking, the video is just, like, a little bit like, let's grab from this inspiration, as opposed to, like, okay, she's going to be, like, it doesn't tie into anything, you know? Like, Chungha's video was like that too. I was like, why is she at the beach? You know, like, or something, you know, it's just very like, okay. So I'm excited to see where she's going to go. Same thing with, I said, with the song portion. Like, it's only the beginning, and if we can see where it's going to go. Like, the album name is a velvet hand over an iron fist, an iron hand and a velvet glove or something like that. So I thought they were going to tie a little bit. Yeah, the title of the album's so intense that, again, that's where a little bit of, like, a, what are you guys going to do? What are you thinking about? Came from.
Interesting.
You know?
Okay.
The next player is 17 with God of Music. And this video is interesting. It's a lot going on. It's cute though. It's really cute. Shout out to Slight Visual Lab for the video. It was filmed in the UK and Hungary. Because I was trying to figure out where they were. But what did you think about this video?
Yeah, well, first off, I am enjoying this trend of K-pop music videos being filmed abroad. Is it just Hybe that's really doing that? It might just be Hybe that's doing that.
Maybe.
But I enjoy it. You know, it gives it a different vibe for sure. And, you know, as with all 17 video, like, there's just a lot going on because all 13 kind of have to have their own scenes, you know? But I thought they managed it quite well in this one because it did connect together really well. Like, it wasn't like, why is this person over here and this person over here? Like, you never really felt that, which is good.
Yeah.
And then the little, like, crossover moments were fun too, like with Vernon on this phone call with S-Coops and everything. Like, I thought that was well done. I will say it's just, like, so over the top cheesy, you know? Like, it's like the dance shots on the street with, like, the kids, the white kids jumping up and down in the back, and then at the end the transition to the nighttime was great, but then, like, the hundreds or thousands of people on the bridge with, like, the insane amount of fireworks that's not possible to do, I don't think. And it's just, like, very, like,
over the top.
It's almost like it's almost, you know, people who hate musicals who are always like, oh, if life was a musical, it would be awful and it would be a nightmare. Like, I feel like they're picturing this.
I was going to say,
where suddenly, like, a bunch of kids start jumping behind you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, okay, this is, like, a lot. So, they really went for the cheese for sure. I will say though, the execution is great. Like the graphics are really, really fun. Nothing too distracting, but very like, I don't know, there's nice to see like DK like with the flowers and Dino on the street with like the lines like bumping up and down.
Yeah. Yeah, the crosswalk.
I thought it was good. It was fun, but it was just like so extra.
I'm sorry.
And you can take that as a positive or a negative.
No, I think my notes say the same thing, but I'm a little bit more like, you know, here's a example of what I mean by, because I was thinking musical too. I was thinking High School Musical, blah, 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 when you said it. But what I wrote down was, this whole video feels like the love makes the world go round effect that PPG had on the people of Townsville. You know, the love, 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 where the colors go out. Like the boys are spreading the power of music to the world and dominating it after Super. Like Super, they're like, we're invading, war. But then they're like, just kidding, we want to bring music and love, everybody. That's what this is giving. Like this is like the sequel to me in my mind for Super.
Oh my gosh.
Can you imagine a bunch of aliens coming and destroying everything to be like, we're here to rebuild. You guys sucked. We're here to make it better. Like, this is what it's giving, you know? It's like, we're going to make it pretty, okay? And you're going to march with us, okay? At this time, we're going to shoot the fireworks on this bridge. Like, this is what it's giving. It's very aggressive. They even got the ants to assimilate, you know? With the little ant singing with Woozy. You know, so that's the part of the cheese that you were talking about, and also the world domination thing that I'm talking about. It's just giving love makes the world go around. But yeah, I get what they're trying to do with it. You're funny. It was giving Old Navy commercial in that alley. I'm not gonna lie. I think my favorite part though of the video, hands down, was not that they included S. Coops, who's injured during this promotion. You know, he's healing from a surgery. Not that part. Not the editing. Not the power lines as guitar strings. But the snail at the end of the video with the slow music. That was great with this little emulsion spelling out God of Music. That was cute because it's a detail that ties back into the whole thing. Like even the snail has assimilated and is listening to a slowed down version of God of Music. You know? So I mean, if you're gonna have animated creatures like JINI's video had, this is a way to keep them connected. But yeah, this is definitely super bright, which is not TAEMIN's video.
No. So yes, player 3 is TAEMIN, guilty. So yeah, what do you think of this like psychological thriller?
Not
situation?
The psychological thriller. It's giving Shutter Island for sure. That's so funny. Sorry for shouting your ear. You know what? I was trying to figure it out, but I was losing focus a lot. He looks really good in the video. Him becoming older and older. The army did his arms well, so I want to just throw that out there too. Now that I'm off the lemonade stand, I'm not going to get too lemonade standy because it's not that kind of video. But from what I saw, it seems like he's in a home for the homeless or maybe delinquents. I can't tell because it goes back and forth so much. But like there's an image of innocence juxtaposed with chaos, right? Like you'll have a scene where he's looking all angsty as he does and frantic, and then you'll see these kids or these men or whomever playing in a pillow fight, and this one child is kind of like just basking in the enjoyment of it all, if you will. But it's so chaotic because all these feathers are flying around, these guys are being aggressive, but it's playful, and then it shoots over to him getting manipulated and moved, which I thought was really dope because it's not the same choreography that we see in the main bits where he's getting dragged and moved around his clothes, and then someone uses his hand to maneuver a GUN. So I was like, oh, this is actually really cool. Like all these weird positions kind of add to like the anxiousness that I was feeling with this video because I'm watching like what's going to happen, and he's out in the middle of the street dancing, and it's like people are touching him. It's like who's touching him? So there's a level, like you said, of like psychological thriller that's definitely there. But overall, I'm trying to figure out if like those people in this home or like these people in this world are trying to have TAEMIN accept his role as their king. I don't know, because there's a scene where they're outside wearing like uniforms and someone's clinging to the leg of a ward guard, and it's weird. And then TAEMIN, like I don't know why they want to make TAEMIN, the guy who apparently has asthma because he has an inhaler, make the asthmatic his leader that's going to lead them to freedom and to home. I don't get it. because at the end, it's anarchy and they're dancing in the fire. Again, I don't completely understand, but I don't completely feel confused either. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so in the lyrics of the song, because I have read them, but you're better at interpreting these. Is it him that is kind of the antagonist in it, or is it more like he's stuck? It's not that he is stuck in some like not abusive relationship, but like he's being manipulated by, or is it him being the manipulator and he's guilty of that?
That one.
It's that one. Okay, so then it kind of makes sense with the video. Then I guess if he is kind of like the tormentor. But then there's still this like humanity to him where he's also like tormented by the fact that he is the tormentor. Yeah.
Oh, great. Go on.
And yeah, I thought there was like a level of like kind of possession as well. Because like, you know, like they're all like flailing like on the beds and stuff. And like even the dance routine is very flaily. And it's like, you know, and even the we'll get into the choreography, so I'll wait. But all of that kind of comes into that concept. So yeah, I appreciate kind of how like frantic it all was. And I thought the whole kind of culty or maybe post-apocalyptic or community situation, you know, like that kind of look, the whole kind of color of everything, and they did that very well. And yeah, I will say it does have great replay value for sure, because you just don't really know what's going on. So I did watch it like 5 times, and I was like, I still don't know what's going on, but he's great, you know? So yeah. So yeah, I enjoyed it for sure.
Yes, indeed.
Okay, so that's the end of round 2. So, this is hard. I feel like I go with this kind of thought most of the time, which is, if I had to watch a video right now, which would I do? Which would I watch? And I would watch TAEMIN.
I'm going to give it to TAEMIN as well, because I thought about it. I would want to watch his again right now.
Round 3.
Round 3 is the performance and choreography.
Yes.
So, come on. What do you think of JINI's solo performances and choreography?
Baby, come on. All right, so I appreciate that this choreography is age appropriate. The girl is only 19 years old. And before someone goes, only 19 is young. I remember when I was 19. I remember. It's young. And, you know, the lyrics lean more toward flirty, like, we hooked up this one time, let's do it again, or like, let's make it official. Like, it's very much in that vein of just casual interaction. Okay? And I appreciate that even though the lyrics are like, we're longing for someone because they taste like tequila, lime, the choreo isn't reflecting something too smexy. Okay? I do, however, wish that the choreo in the post-chorus wasn't so meh. Like the
la la. Yeah.
Like, come on. Because after all that tutting for the, you know, the section, and then even in the last chorus, there's like a cute little moment where they join hands. I love that moment because it's cute. It creates a picture that come on. Like there's moments of just goodness, but then that takes it away because that's like the most repetitive part of the song. And you sort of just doing these very like come hither, just uncreative movements. It just falls flat after all that tutting she just did. And then, you know, after Aminé's rap, she has like a floor section that I like. And I'm like, there's just not enough pictures, I feel, to complement, you know, and the formations are like decent. No offense to the choreographer, I'm pretty sure you're amazing. It's just, she can do a lot more. That's the thing. After coming from Inmix, not even making a comparison, she can dance. She's fully capable of it. Just be a little bit more creative and give it to her so she can really milk it, because like when I'm watching the performances, because they're so like, I don't want to say the movements are static, but the emotions behind the movements are static, because when she's performing in the video, she's giving me smile, she's giving me flirty. But on stage, I don't know if it's just nerves. She seems like she's unsure of what expression to give. And it's like, I've noticed that like she seems like a little nervous and smiling just sweetly, just like this. You know? And it's pleasant. She's beautiful, so beautiful, but it's not giving the whole like dropping the chin, looking above the, you know, looking you know, toward the eyebrow, like she was doing in the video. Like in that hallway, you can't tell her nothing, you know? But when she hits the stage, she's just la la la, come on,
Right.
come on, come on.
That's the
And I'm
camera
like,
training, but the lack of like audience performance
oh,
training, right?
she can do it though. That's what kills me. She
Yeah, but
can
she's
do it.
new. She's new.
I
Like
know.
I think again, I think you have to remember first off that she's brand new, but also we're comparing her to like veterans.
No, I'm comparing her to
episode.
herself in Mix. I mean, granted, she was directed to be that way, but I think it's just
It's easier in a group as well, though.
true. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Perspective. That's why Chris and I are friends. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm gonna give her like a little benefit of the doubt here because it's
But she was
tough.
nervous. I think she was nervous. I just think it was nerves.
No, I think so too. But like, it's just like that will come with experience, I think. Yeah, I think she was good. The choreo looks fun for what it is. It has good musicality. I liked that there were male and female background dancers. The point dance and stuff is fine. Like the come hither hands and stuff. I thought they were fine. And they're memorable. Like I only watched her performance like twice, you know, and I do remember a lot of the chorus, you know. So yeah, I think it's effective for what it is. Will it be something that I would be like, oh my gosh, this new artist is coming out and she's amazing, and it's definitely not giving that at all. Sure. But I think it was good. I will say her execution dance-wise is quite soft. And I don't know if that was if that's just her or if that's what was directed, because even those like more intricate like tutting parts, like the hands are very soft. She's not sharp at all. But then sometimes her background dancers are. So there were moments where her background dancers are going so much harder than she is, and it's kind of showing her up a bit.
That's what I didn't want to say that because I sound negative on mine. So
I mean, I don't know if I do, but that's how it looked to me.
No, it did.
Yeah, so I don't know if that was just directed or what she's used to in terms of like what JYP kind of told them to do, like dance-wise. Because we talked about in the past, there are some girl groups or some companies that do have the girl groups kind of dance less hard.
Oh, yeah.
Like they don't hit things as hard. I didn't see any performances where she was singing live, but I only watched two, so...
Yeah, not that thing that was like, wow, you know, yeah.
Yeah, but they're just little things where like the background dancers are just like hitting things really hard and she's not.
Yeah.
So I don't know who's like who that falls on exactly, but just something I noticed. So yeah, but
I agree.
But yeah, as a solo debut performance for this very young woman, I thought she did a solid job.
Yes.
It's not anything groundbreaking.
Yes.
But it's good. We've seen much worse, you know.
You know what? You're right. Yeah. So if anyone wants to come here and be like, oh my God, listen, we get it. She's young. We didn't say we didn't like her. It's just one of those things where it's like, we hope as she progresses, we won't see this be like a thing. Like, is it a thing or is it just, I am new? Up next is 17 with God of Music. That's not how it goes.
No.
But this choreography is just every time they hit our pop off or is it boppins, we usually have the same kind of notes for them.
Yeah.
But so I'll just kind of get into a little bit like what people might think is a little bit random, but there's a point to this. This group has been together since I was like what? Not I was like, but like they've been together for like what, 8 years, almost 9 years. They've been together for a long time, and they're all men who grew, even before then, they were trainees. There were boys who grew up into young men who are now men who are still living with each other, spending lots of time with each other, touring with each other. Like they are always having to be together, and it's always getting filmed, going 17, you know, things like that. They look like they're having so much fun when they're dancing and performing, and I don't know what's going on behind the scenes. Like, you know, they have beef. I'm not implying that they do. If they had beef, you would never know. They are so professional, and they are so like their chemistry. They know how to put it on, like for sure. It's like the Pussycat Dolls. Like we didn't know that they were beefing so bad until they broke up. You know, it's one. There were some
hints, but yes, overall, yes.
I mean, with Melody and Nicole, it's obvious, but the rest of them, you know, it's kind of just like okay. You know, like, I mean, aside from the whoa, my point is though, they've all been through so much in the past year as well. Like Sinquan, you know, losing his friend, and you know, other familial things happening in their own personal lives. For them to able to come back and you know, even with the injuries and stuff, still be able to perform as well as they have been and be consistent. And when you're watching the performance, be like, oh, this is really good. I want to see this live still.
Okay.
That's a lot, you know? That being said, way past that now, the emotional part, the first verse of the choreography looks like a production, which is what I appreciate. Because there's already 13 of them, and every time I watch them in a wide angle, I'm thinking, wait, is that a background dancer? And I'm like, no, it's one of the members, which is freaking crazy. There's so many of them, like, they don't need it. But yeah, the first verse of the choreography looks like a production, and I can see the story being told. People being rallied to dance together, dancing in groups until the chorus comes, and then they're unified. So like the choreo is undeniably theirs, obviously. I think my favorite like part, quote unquote, favorite, major air quote, because I have so many, is the guitar solo section where Hoshi and Dino have a moment.
Yeah.
Because yeah, they can all dance, but it's so nice to sit there and like have a moment, because it happens in real life. When you're at a party and like there's like one or two people like really getting down, you let them have their moment. So it felt even more natural. And obviously they're like great dancers.
Yeah.
So I love it. And it's been fun seeing like the point is them pointing up in the sky. It wasn't like, you know, them doing like contemporary Christian music dancing, which is great. You know, like the whole like clapping and looking up to the sky. It was just a quick point, look up maybe, point. I appreciate that. The chorus, I don't really remember much except the that part is cute. The footwork is fun. But yeah, this looks not hard, but it looks like it's just cardio overall.
Yes.
But
yes. So yeah, going back to your first point, I fully agree. I love how relaxed they've become over the years. Their chemistry is super natural. Like all their little interactions with each other, like little looks that they give, they actually look at each other, they make facial expressions at each other, and that's very refreshing. And it was different across the performances that I watched as well, which also is rare in K-pop for sure. So yeah, I just love how natural it all is, and they make it look so easy. I mean, to be fair, yes, the choreo is maybe more simple than some of their other stuff for sure.
Yeah.
But, you know, they still execute it really well. Like, it's still quite loose, which I appreciate it. Like, a lot of it is just very simple grooves and a lot of footwork. So their arms can kind of do whatever feels natural to them. And that's different for each person.
Yes.
But their timing is like perfect. So it's like, it's still very clean, even though it feels very loose. So I think the balance of that is very good. And yeah, you know, I like how simple it all was. Like, like there's moments where it's just a neck bop, and then like they're just doing like very like kind of simple body rolls as they're switching positions and stuff. Like, it's all very like just like fun.
Yeah, it's easy going.
It's just it's not too tense. It's like all very loose.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it fits a song. It looks fun to do. Yeah, I thought they did a good job. They're very consistent performers. So
absolutely. Lastly, we have TAEMIN with TUILT. Sorry. I think we talked about this like in other episodes, like just throughout our whole like CCTV like show. We love when people spell things.
We do. It just works.
Yeah. And I don't know what I was thinking about when I heard the song. It's so interesting, like listening to a song without looking at the video, and then thinking, because we're both dance. Do you ever have that moment where you're like, "Oh, this would be hot here," like just naturally kind of, this, you know? I did that with this. I was like, "Oh, I wonder what they're gonna do," because I just listened to the song. I forgot how I heard it. I think I may have like I was scrolling on like some type of social media. Saw that he had released. I was like, oh my God, I don't know. So I went to Apple Music to listen to it because I didn't want to be swayed. Because I always get swayed by this man. But when I finally did see the choreography, I was like, oh my gosh, I was expecting something different, some other like, you know, creepiness. The subtlety that came with this, I have a turtleneck on, but the subtlety that came with this weird like up the shirt neck thing, honey, oh my God, it's so seductive. Whoever made that move, I'm trying to figure out if it was like the SM in-house choreographer or if it was one of the girls from like La Chica or something like that. Because a couple of...
No, I know it was a guy. I saw I think SM put up the tutorial and it was taught by... I know him. It's someone who's choreographed a lot, I think, for TAEMIN before.
Oh my God, okay.
But it's one of the SM guys. Yeah.
Nice. Okay, nice.
Yeah.
All right. Well, boy, because when I saw this, I was like, this is so good. And of course, using women as like his background is so cool because he was always teetered that line of androgyny. So it's been interesting watching him, like his what he's wearing. And I know this is like the choreography like / performance thing, but I'm going to just kind of focus on what he's been wearing. What he's been wearing has been great. Obviously, he's from the video, but him wearing the skirt, him wearing the schoolboy thing, like there's so many imageries of what people think is innocent. Women are innocent things, or anything feminine is kind of innocent. Children are innocent. The uniform that he's wearing is the shorts and the penny loafers and things like that. Or being lost is the loss of innocence with all the raggedy taggedy clothes and the So it's interesting to see all that tied in and them figuring out how to get through all these clothes to get there next. But the choreography is very like contemporary based. A lot of arm throwing and flailing that could look so sloppy. And after watching so many people do different covers, you can see, especially like generationally, like K-pop, like Rain doing it wasn't as fluid. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't as fluid as maybe like Hoshi doing it. Hoshi was like giving his whole, and he loves TAEMIN. So it's not like he was trying to outdo him, but it's interesting to see where the influences are and where the training is and etc. So I really do appreciate those parts like that. I think the what's the word for it? The chorus is one of those that are going to stand out. Like, I'm not sure if it's going to be like move in terms of like everyone wanting to repeat it if like for like decades from now, but it's one of those where you're like, I want to figure out how to get the timing and the subtle motions and stuff. So yeah, I think it's hard to emote something that slow so well. So shout out to him for that. And I'm so sorry I didn't talk about any of the verse choreography.
Well, actually, I actually liked that there wasn't that much verse choreography. Yeah. Like, I actually have that as a note. Like,
okay.
Like, he kind of forgets to freestyle a lot of the verses. Of course, there are little moments, but he does mostly rely on the background dancers to kind of make the pictures while he is kind of just mostly standing there a little bit. And then that leads into kind of the very kind of flaily pre-chorus, and then it gets kind of the slow, kind of more sensual chorus.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think again, like, it just showcases kind of everything he can do very well. Like the slow stuff, the really fast, intricate stuff. And yeah, he's naturally like is a very kind of flaily dancer. I think that comes from the contemporary training, right? That he has. Yeah. But it's always super clean as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, I appreciate that. But yeah, it's interesting because the chorus choreography is actually very easy, like conceptually, like in terms of the steps, it's actually very easy. It's the short thing, then it's just like, hands to one side and then just like down, and then to the other side and then down, and then it's like it's actually like not that hard. It's just like a few little hip hits that we do like in a warm up, really. You know,
so right.
But they make it look like sexy, so it's like it works. But like that's it's kind of awesome that it's actually relatively simple in concept. It's all about like the execution of it to make it look kind of as good as it is.
Say it again.
So yeah, I thought it was very good choreo. Like, again, like, I love watching him perform. I'm very excited for this new concert that he'll be doing in like a month, I think.
Yeah, I wish he had a tour. Ugh. K-Con wasn't enough. Ugh, playing games.
I know. I need a solo tour for sure. I've still only seen him do that, the one song at the Super M show.
Oh, so, yeah, that's right. They put, don't get me started where they placed him in the show. But yeah.
Yeah. All right, so round 3 is done. So this is tough.
Yeah.
I might actually give this to 17.
17, right?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I agree with you. I think I'm going to give it 17 as well. Because although TAEMIN sells it, the performance is on point. Him just having that chorus cannot be the reason why we just the whole choreography, right?
Yeah.
So if people are wondering why.
Why. For me, like 17 just exudes so much joy. And again, like, I like seeing the interactions between them, and I like that it's different each time. And there's just so much to watch because there are 13 of them. So, I just
the whole
enjoy watching them more in this case. And again, it's because, like, this is just TAEMIN's thing.
Yep. Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know. It's tough because it's like good, but it's like, you got to keep kind of keeping things interesting as well. So,
listen. If this was Criminals choreography or Idea, 17 would have had a fight on their hands. But because I love both choreography for both of those. Especially Idea. Idea goes off.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, no, I agree with you. 17 takes it for me.
All right. So then now an overall winner. I will give it to TAEMIN, I think.
Yeah.
But I'm biased. It's really hard for me not to vote him, I think.
I respect it. You know what? I'll give it to TAEMIN because for him to be a solo artist and still hold it down and give me what I want texturally in the vocals, choreography is there, and he holds it down by himself. And I love those background dancers. They killed it. So, and the video's great. Okay, yeah. TAEMIN. Oh, God, that's hard. We've never had a draw. I've never tried to do a draw. I try to be fair and not do that. But
no, we're not allowed to do that. And neither are you. We would like to hear what you think. What wins each round for you? What ultimately wins the October pop-off for you? Let us know in the comments, or you can answer the Q&A on Spotify as well. Please hang out with us and the crew on Patreon. You can help us choose our next episode topics. And as always, you can also follow us at CCTV Pops and DM us or message us, etc. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for our YouTube channel. And if you're enjoying the show on a podcast platform, please give us a follow, rating, and review. Until next time, that's Shan.
That's this.
Signing off from CCTV, the non-stop pop show.